Good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome you to Ann Moore's presentation of ASID's 2024 Trends Report Preview webinar in partnership with ASID. This presentation is part of our Winter 2024 programming to offer a glimpse at some of the information and education that is taking place at both our Atlanta market and Las Vegas market this coming January. Atlanta market takes place January 16th through the 22nd, and Las Vegas market is from January 28th through February 1st. We invite you to register and join us for an exciting time to explore all of the new products and offerings at each location. We also have an exciting lineup of events and presentations scheduled for each market, so please go to the events page on our websites to see more. That would be the atlantamarket.com and lasvegasmarket.com. To go along with each market, we also have our new at-market app, which is now available for iOS and newer models of Androids. As a buyer in the app, you'll be able to receive your QR code, which you can print your Scan and Go badge once you're on site. And along with that, we have new features that include our market planner, picture and note-taking capability, and those are linked to your favorite showrooms, and there's much more. So we invite you to download it and make sure that you have it before you come to market. As an introduction, I'm Kim Porter, the Senior Programming Manager for Ann Moore, and presenting with us today is Robin Anderson, ASID Director of Education, and Shane Jones, ASID Senior Manager of Development, Industry Partnerships. And so welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to turn it over to Robin and Shane and let you take it from here.
We're glad to be here. I am, as Kim said, Senior Manager of Development Industry Partnerships with ASID HQ, developing relationships with B2B trade show relations and industry brands, sponsoring and providing opportunities to engage with our national member audience. And now we had planned for ASID Research Fellow, Dr. Dawn Haney, but with me today, instead, she was going to, kind of take a glimpse of the upcoming presentations on the 2024 ASID Trends Outlook Report scheduled for next month's Atlanta and Las Vegas markets. However, Dr. Dawn Haney is unable to be with us today for some unforeseen circumstances, but we look forward to seeing her in January. So joining me today, I'm really excited to say, who works right along with Dawn, is ASID's Director of Education, Ms. Robin Anderson. And Robin comes to ASID from a higher education sector. She has over 15 years of experience in the adult education, online learning, and instructional design. She and Dr. Haney both share a passion and interest for research. She has a master's degree in adult learning and has developed educational research on experiential learning methods. She serves as a volunteer at a professional research foundation in a number of roles, such as Board of Trustees member, project and committee leader, and even board president. So we are glad to have her to join us today in Dr. Haney's absence.
Thank you, Shane. I appreciate that. And I can only hope that I can do Dr. Haney justice with all the work that she has put into the Trends Report. So I'm looking forward to being able to share that information with everyone today.
Absolutely. So let's jump right in, and let me ask you, Robin, what is your role at ASID?
Okay, well, since a lot of you don't know me or don't know my background other than the lovely introduction that Shane gave for me, as Director of Education at ASID, My focus is on professional development and career learning to benefit the interior design profession. And that can mean everything from creating online courses to new learner programs and speakers for our conferences. So we kind of do all of that. We spend time curating quality subject matter experts to create courses of all different types of skill levels, and even topics of interest that people let us know about and the needs of our members. And we welcome guests to use our learning management system as well, the ASID Learning or the ASID Academy. So both members and guests can use the platform.
That's awesome. I mean, it's just you have such an important job at ASID, so we appreciate you. And we're both on staff, so we know how working together on these different teams and projects really take a lot of time and effort. So thank you for that.
Sure.
So tell me, how important is the work of ASID's research?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, both Dr. Haney and I have a real passion for research, but it really does drive a lot of what we do. ASID's research has been a driving force behind what is really important to designers, but it happens that research is in real time. We use it in almost all the work that we do at ASID and almost all of our departments, because if you really think about it, we feel the only way we can properly and enthusiastically serve our members and the interior design profession is if we make sure that we know and we are aware of the trends and interests of those that we serve. So we want our work to be relevant and informative and current. So I work very closely with Dr. Haney, and we develop educational content on just about everything that ASID research has. That they're into, all the different types of programs they run, such as we have contributions from grantees from the ASID Foundation. And then, of course, the comprehensive outlook reports. Those are all ASID research opportunities, and we support them. And we give them, or we support ASID research by creating educational offerings like online CEUs, live webinars like this, and even new speakers for our conferences. So we definitely do work hand in hand with research. So it's kind of a natural for research and education to go together.
Well, tell me a little bit about these reports that ASID research produces every year.
Well, the most comprehensive report that we have and we do each year is the Trends Outlook Report, which is what we're going to be focusing on a little bit today. So our communications director, Lindsay Corin, she works with Dr. Haney, and they work together in identifying the key demographic and societal issues that are affecting all of us and in the world we live in, but then taking that context and interpreting it for the interior design field and its implications for these shifts. So we also produce other reports like the economics report, state of interior design report, and employment reports. And each one of these reports provide more specialized information and its impact on the design profession. And the research, marketing, communications, and education teams, well, we all work together to help provide resources to help designers to help designers navigate and shift trends to that way they can be more resilient in times of struggle or in times of boom, or so they can actually shift their practices to have more success. So it's a team effort, not just from all of us here at ASID headquarters, but also again for the population we serve.
Right.
Let me give you some examples just to kind of give you a little bit of detail about some of the individual reports, since we're not talking about these, but we're talking about trends. Okay. The State of Interior Design report, for example, that looks at the industry growth and the demand for interior designers and licensing and things of that nature. The economics report looks at fiscal policies and trends, as well as in things like construction spending, for each of the market sectors, but then also it helps to inform other forthcoming reports on compensation, talent retention and recruitment, to help businesses navigate their staff resources. So, this information and all these reports that we produce is very, very important and is definitely well recognized. Now more than ever, we have seen how design really does impact lives. So it's no surprise that a lot of the top media outlets are turning to ASID as a trusted source for these types of stories to highlight this information that we have curated and put together. We've been in publications like the Wall Street Journal to Architectural Digest, Vogue magazine, the New York Times, and top media outlets of all types. They rely on ASID's research as a voice of authority on issues related to design. And I think I speak for all of us at ASID headquarters by saying that we are really proud to produce these amazing resources to help support the members and the profession as a whole.
That's the truth. I totally agree with that. I've seen it for myself as a designer. Each year, Robin, the Trends Report gives us a summary of emerging trends and topics and really that high-level macro trends impacting the interior design industry. So what trends did that report identify last year in 2023 that moved the profession forward to where it is today?
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with a couple of slides just to kind of demonstrate that, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So go ahead and do that. So in the past couple of years, health and wellness has definitely been to the forefront of everyone's minds. And this has definitely created a tremendous shift in how designers incorporate this new focus. For example, mental health remains a significant public health concern, and designers have been responding to that in their design approaches in a variety of different settings. And even in the hospitality sector, hotel guests are seeking out wellness spaces, services, and experiences such as spas, gyms, and outdoor environments with the intention of driving wellness programming. And the offerings are at multiple price points too, from luxury to basic wellness services. And that helps to reach a larger demographic of the public. Let me go up to the next one here. Another big topic is sustainability and supporting the environment by recognizing the impact of climate change, which is still in the minds of many of us, consumers and designers. So there's an increased demand for sustainability aspects within homes and workspaces, and consumers on an average tend to support businesses that are readily committed to sustainable causes and practices. So this focus and this attention has definitely had a significant impact on sustainable design practices, and especially in making products and materials that are now available just because of that attention. And that can be used now in design projects that we're working on today. So I think that's really helpful that that attention has definitely boosted sustainability as a main focus for the interior design profession. But here's another really cool topic. AI, or artificial intelligence. I'm sure lots of people have heard that in the news from various different outlets, but believe it or not, it's a hot topic across sectors, just like interior design as well. Designers are participating in this growth by using AI software to help support and enhance their work. In education, which is something I see a lot of every day, AI is a very pivotal topic. In my team with education, we see it as a possible asset to the instructional design of educational product development and other types of ideas. We keep our eye on its applications and look for ways it can be helpful, as well as considering the integrity of the work, which is very similar to what interior designers would consider as well. So, interior designers, educators, we all value research, and we take note of any trends that have any impact on all of the work that we do at ASID. And these are just a couple or a few that we found last year.
And this was last year. That is fantastic information, but it's still relevant today. Can you, Robin, give us a sneak peek of what has been discovered in the latest trends report coming out at the end of January 2024?
Well, I can certainly give you a few teasers. So I'm not the author of the report, that would be Dr. Haney. But from what I have seen, I can share a few little tidbits. So the report will explore some trends in health and wellness and sustainability. So that is continuing into 2024 and how they are intertwined. So it'll be interesting to see how those trends have continued from 2024 because they're carrying over from 2023 into 2024 because they're carrying over. And what we anticipate will be totally new territory for design. So in those areas, so we might be discovering some other things in those three realms. In the trends report specifically, we cover three main buckets: lifestyle, market, and business trends. And then this information is coupled with our other reports like the economics report and the compensation report to help designers, retailers, manufacturers pivot their business when and as needed for greater resiliency and success. So we'll release the full report in the new year, but you can join Dr. Haney in Atlanta to hear more details because we'll be reviewing the top takeaways from the trends report, and we're hosting a panel discussion with some industry leaders who are representing a variety of perspectives as we take a look at the information within the report in detail. We're still working on a few more of those surprise guests, so unfortunately you'll just have to wait and see and join us in person to see what they have to say. Dr. Haney will also be presenting at the Las Vegas market on the Trends Report as well. And either of these presentations will allow you to earn one CEU for attending one of them. So we hope that you will join Dr. Haney at one of her presentations so that you can get even deeper into those topics that we are looking at.
Awesome. Well, so, with those reports, why should designers really care about ASID Trends Report, Robin?
Well, did I mention that I was a research fanatic? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, believe it or not, there are a lot of interior designers who also want to be informed and want to feel relevant in their work. And we feel that the Trends Report supports that evidence-based practice of interior design. So our Trends Report gives the industry a summary of all the emerging trends to make design practices resilient and profitable and relevant to their individual markets. Dr. Haney spends a lot of time reading all of the latest reports that are relevant to interior design professionals. She's an interior designer herself, in addition to being a researcher. And she looks at how it impacts professionals as well as supporters and compiles all the highlights into this comprehensive report that you can use to inform how you practice. And, for some of you, reading that report is good enough information. You don't necessarily want to get any deeper, but, you can also go and look at the resources that we've used in the report. And it's an easy way to kind of go into those resources and review the topic in more detail. We share all the citations and the other articles and reports that compile this whole trends report. So it's very good information. And it's not just designers, but the information is really good for others who work with designers on our projects, the suppliers, the architects, the construction teams, and other colleagues. This information is helpful to them as well. So this is the reason why the Trends Report is such a valuable report to us. I believe it's why it gets picked up all year long by our media outlets, because it really does convey such great information. And we do our best to encourage interior designers to use it into informing the way they practice and also looking into the future of their success. So when it comes out in 2024 in January, you'll be able to take a look at it yourself.
I concur with all of that. And so with that said, I want to check and see if there's any questions, anything else you want to add here, and if there's any other questions from our audience, possibly.
Well, while we're looking for some questions in the audience, I just want to reiterate that Dr. Dawn Haney's presentations will be at the Atlanta market. She is presenting on January 18th, and that's where she'll be doing the detailed panel discussion. And then she will also be presenting at the Las Vegas market on January 30th. So we're also going to share with you in the chat links to ASID research. If you haven't been watching the chat already, we've been sharing a bunch of links in there already about ASID research and more information. But also, you know, for those of you who are interested in learning more about research or learning from the reports and other types of ASID research, you can go to the ASID Academy and you can take one of the CEU courses that we have that is based on research like the Trends Report and even some of our foundation grantees. So we have many of them that produce online courses for us. So you can go to those sites as well. So do we have any questions, Shane?
Let's see. Maybe I'll punt it back over to Kim to check for us. But
At this time, I don't see any questions that have come in. So
I want to thank Robin for that wrap up.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I know that for some folks, I used to teach research as a professor at the community college where I worked, and students never really liked. I mean, I would always get the, oh gosh, research. Why do I need to learn this? Why is this relevant to me? But believe it or not, even just having a little bit of this information, like what we put together on the trends, and if I had to pick any of the reports that ASID research puts together, not to pick my favorite, but honestly, the trends report really is the most comprehensive report. I feel like it informs so many different aspects, so many different sectors. If you specialize in a particular area or particular type of design, it helps to kind of see where things are going, but it also looks at it from the consumer angle too, which I think is just as important to designers, because that's what helps you to be better designers, is if you're servicing your clients in the way that they need and the things that they are looking for. So, and, you know, wanting to make sure that you're ready for that. So, because so so I would say that, you know, if you're able to get out to Atlanta or get out to Vegas, you know, please go out and see the report, see the panel, because it's really good information. Last year, we did a panel discussion with our CEO, Coy Vo, and some panelists in the DC area, and people just really loved the panel discussion about the trends report. So I can't encourage it enough, you know, for people to come on out and, you know, and join us. So, and again, Dr. Haney, I hope I did you proud today. So, because I'm not the one who's the research guru, she is, but I definitely deferred to her in saying what a great person she is and how passionate she is about doing this work for the profession.
Well, and I also need to maybe point out that our reports are sponsored, as we're a membership-based organization, and we rely on our industry brands and members to help us with our mission and putting out this content. The Trends Report and most of our reports are sponsored by Sherwin-Williams, and we want to thank them for their contribution to our research reports. So I think I see a question here.
I do as well.
Great.
I'll read it. How does the report actually help new interior designers who are embarking into the world of staging?
Well, it definitely does, in that it addresses the different retailers, the different suppliers. So, which a lot of times people who do staging work, that's where they're looking for. They're looking for the furniture folks. They're looking for, you know, the decoration type of stuff. So, and if there's a specific look that you have in mind or a specific type of material that you want to emphasize in the staging process, you're going to be able to find that. As I mentioned before, health and wellness and sustainability are the three main areas that people are focusing on. So I would imagine when you're staging real estate that you're trying to give that feel of making it feel like it's homey, and but also that you have space to do your yoga, and you have space to, or you have a bathroom that's been completely updated and that has looks like a spa, so you can add those kinds of touches in the staging aspect of it. But also even, you know, highlighting the fact that some of the materials in a home have been made out of sustainable materials, or that it is efficient in specific areas, or you're changing light bulbs and things of that nature. All of those types of things I think would be helpful for those that are going into the staging market. And I think we talked a little bit about how it influences the availability of certain types of products. So yeah, I think it really does impact it. And I also think the area of the country would also probably impact that as well.
Another thing I can add here, as an interior designer myself, in the 2023 report, there was a subject matter on biophilia. Biophilia or biophilic design really leans on bringing in elements, natural elements into a space. So if you're a home stager, this is perfect for you to know that, you know, a fireplace makes a huge difference in the environment and the atmosphere and make the spaces cozy. Plants, you know, stones, anything that's natural, light, bringing all of those elements within the space will help to elevate that space and bring attention to either the sell of that home or whatever you're doing to stage it for whatever purpose. So
yeah, and in the report, it does talk about that. It talks about how people are looking for open space concept, or they're looking for particular types of lighting, or they're looking for that type of stuff. So it does cover the consumer angle as well as what the designer can do to meet those needs. So that's what's great about the report, is that it's not just what is important to designers, it's what designers should be taking away from what's happening in the world today. What is the angle of interior design's take on all of these things that are happening? And it can be anything from, you know, income levels to, you know, we can have in past years, clearly, like the pandemic affected how we did design for a little bit of time. Now that we're coming out of that, we're looking at different, you know, perspectives moving into the future. And that's what this report actually has definitely focused on. Yes, Joanna, aging in place has definitely emerged. We noticed that in last year's report. It was a focus and part of the residential design trends that we saw, and the creative ways in which people are choosing to age in place. And the designer perspective has definitely been helpful in that arena.
Well, I want to thank you both for joining us today. And as a reminder, this has been a presentation, just a brief glimpse into what ASID, how the organization runs, and also as to the trend report that you'll find at Atlanta Market and Las Vegas Market in January. So we invite you to come and join us, and there's plenty of room for everyone. So,
yes, thank you for having us, Kim. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. It's wonderful to have you as our partner, and we look forward to doing more with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.